There is a $1,400 fourth stimulus check update. The Internal Revenue Service has just released a new announcement for all taxpayers that have received stimulus money. Millions of Americans can expect to receive a boosted relief payment very soon. So friends, please make sure you watch until the end of this video for all the details. And friends, to say thank you for watching every day, I'm giving away 4 $75 Walmart gift cards 4 days a week. If you would like to enter these giveaways, please make sure you click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. With tax day well behind us, millions of Americans are still waiting for their tax refunds. Some taxpayers have already been waiting several months for their federal income tax refunds to arrive after completing their paper returns. Some taxpayers have already been waiting several months for their federal income tax refunds to arrive after completing paper returns and mailing them in late January or early February. As of August 26th, Internal Revenue Service had 8.2 million unprocessed individual tax returns. 1.7 million returns contained errors or required special handling, while 6.5 million are paper returns that still must be reviewed and processed. In its latest update, the tax agency said that this is a mix of returns for 2021 and late filed returns for previous tax years. The IRS says it's essentially been unable to process the 2020 returns until it finishes processing all of the 2021 returns. The Internal Revenue Service says it has essentially been unable to process the 2022 returns until it finishes processing all of the 2021 returns. Before the crisis, the IRS typically delivered refunds to paper filers within 4 to 6 weeks. But over the past year, refund delays tied to paper filings have generally exceeded 6 months. While doing taxes can be very stressful, the process can be satisfying once your return hits your bank account. According to a recent data, the average refund this year was $3,039. The good news is the Internal Revenue Service has to pay interest on any money that it owes to you. Your tax refund comes from your 2021 return, and the IRS is required to start paying interest on overpayments of 45 days. To determine the status of your return, you can use the IRS Tax Refund Tracker, which will also let you know if your return has been rejected by the IRS because of any errors. If you filed a proper tax return on time, and the IRS does not issue your refund within 45 days after accepting it, the tax agency is required to start paying interest on your refund amount. As of July 1st, the interest rate rose from 4% to 5%. As a result of the Federal Reserve's recent decision to raise the federal funds rate. There are also some new changes coming to the Internal Revenue Service. The Inflation Reduction Act, which was recently signed by President Biden, has many people asking questions about what this means for their taxes. The legislation provides $80 billion to the IRS, with more than half of the new dollars going towards additional tax enforcement. This new money is allocated to help fund the IRS so that they can do their job and get taxpayers their refunds more quickly. According to the Treasury Department, the funding will allow the Internal Revenue Service to hire roughly 87,000 workers over the next decade. Some of the money will also go towards investment in technology. So friends, what are your thoughts on all of this? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Friends, the keyword for this video is apple cider donuts. If you would like to enter tomorrow's Walmart gift card giveaway, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below this keyword, which is apple cider donuts, and additional keywords of any video of mine that you watch. And do make sure, friends, that you are subscribed to my channel. But now with midterm elections in November looming, the 50-50 Senate returns to Washington with must-pass legislation on its plate, requiring bipartisan cooperation just as political tensions hit their peak. Chief among the priorities for Congress this month will be funding for the government to avert a shutdown when current funds run out on September 30th, with bipartisan agreement on a spending bill still seemingly far off. Many lawmakers are expected to spend September focused on passing a stopgap funding bill that will likely kick the concerns about long-term funding to the end of this year. Passing the bill is required to keep the government open. And according to ABC News, the White House and Senate Democrats will try to use a short-term funding bill to secure resources for a few outstanding priorities, knowing full well it could be their last opportunity before the election potentially shifts control of either chamber of Congress. Administration officials are requesting about $47 billion in emergency aid to be tacked onto the funding bill. The administration wants Congress to approve $22 billion for crisis relief. Republicans have resisted the funding, arguing that some previously approved crisis funding has yet to be spent, and calling on Democrats to find ways to pay for the additional crisis relief. Attaching the aid to the larger stopgap bill could make it very difficult for it to be passed. Well, my great and amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Thank you so very, very much for joining me here every single day. And I greatly appreciate all of you for doing so.
To keep in mind when we get this backwards looking data, first, June CPI data is already out of date because energy prices have come down substantially this month and are expected to fall further. The average retail price of gas was 11% higher in June than it was in May. And the cost of gas in July is already down 7% from the June peak. I have a chart here for you guys to see. The crude oil is the yellow, the crude oil is the blue at the bottom, and the retail gasoline price is at the top, and you can see the difference there. I would also note that even though gas prices shot up quickly when oil prices rose, they have not come down as quickly as oil has. We continue to call on oil and gas companies to pass on their lower costs to consumers. American families should not be the first to pay and the last to benefit. The president's number one economic priority is tackling inflation, and looking ahead, there are a number of reasons why we expect those high prices to ease over the coming months. Saturday marked the one-year anniversary of President Biden's executive order to promote competition across the American economy. This EO